There is a silence that many men never notice. A woman may smile, laugh, and even say she is fine, while inside she carries feelings she never shares. She may be hurt, yet she hides it. She may care deeply, yet she masks it. She may even love, yet she covers that love with distance or indifference. Why does this happen? Why do women conceal what they truly feel? The answer is not simple. It is not only fear of rejection or pride. It is an ancient survival strategy written into psychology. To show all feelings openly is to risk being misunderstood, dismissed, or even used. From childhood, many women learn that silence is safer than exposure, and mystery offers more power than complete honesty. What looks like hiding is often protecting. Men often misinterpret this silence. They think she is cold, or dishonest, or that she does not care. But in truth, she may be caring too much, carrying emotions too heavy to reveal. Every hidden glance, every unspoken word, every carefully chosen silence tells a deeper story. When a woman hides her feelings, it is rarely because she does not have them. More often, it is because those feelings feel too raw, too fragile, or too dangerous to expose. The human heart is not built for constant vulnerability. Every time we open ourselves, we risk being rejected, mocked, or dismissed. For many women, the solution is to wear a mask. This mask may look like confidence, indifference, or even humor, but beneath it lives something far more delicate. Think of the moments when a woman has been hurt in the past. Perhaps she expressed love too openly and was met with betrayal. Perhaps she showed anger and was called irrational. Perhaps she shared sadness and was told she was too sensitive. Each time this happens, the brain records a lesson: do not show everything. It is not safe. Over time, these lessons form into habits, and the mask becomes second nature. What looks like calmness may actually be caution. What looks like distance may actually be protection. This mask is not just personal. It is cultural and biological. For centuries, women have been expected to maintain composure, to not reveal too much, to always appear controlled. In some societies, speaking too openly could even put them in danger. Silence became not weakness but survival. Even today, in a modern world, that survival instinct remains. The mask is passed down quietly, from mother to daughter, from experience to instinct. Yet the mask is not emotionless. Inside, feelings burn with equal intensity. She may look composed while her mind races with affection, worry, or pain. She may laugh lightly while her heart feels heavy. Men often misinterpret this. They assume that if she does not show it, she does not feel it. But the opposite is often true: the more powerful the feeling, the stronger the need to protect it. By hiding it, she gives it space to exist without being destroyed by rejection. There is also a darker side to the mask. Sometimes it becomes so comfortable that even she forgets how to take it off. She may hide her feelings not only from men but from herself. To numb pain, she hides. To avoid conflict, she hides. To keep power, she hides. This concealment begins as a shield but can become a prison. She lives in silence, and no one, not even those closest to her, can see the full truth. Carl Jung believed that what we repress in ourselves never disappears. It lives in the shadow, guiding us in secret ways. For women, hidden feelings can shape choices in love, trust, and intimacy. The mask protects her, but it also isolates her. She remains unseen, even while standing right in front of someone who longs to know her. When a woman hides her true feelings, one of the deepest reasons is fear of judgment. From a very young age, many girls are told to act in ways that please others, to stay agreeable, to not overreact. Slowly, they learn that their emotions are under constant watch, not only by family and society but later by partners and peers. Every reaction becomes a performance. If she shows too much affection, she fears being called desperate. If she withdraws, she risks being labeled cold. If she speaks her mind, she may be judged as too emotional. The safest path seems to be silence. This fear is not born out of weakness but out of experience. Perhaps she once trusted someone who used her vulnerability against her. She shared her fears, and later those very words were thrown back at her in an argument. She confessed her love, and it was dismissed with arrogance. She admitted her pain, and instead of comfort, she was told she was being dramatic. Each betrayal teaches the same painful lesson: emotions can be weaponized. Once that lesson is learned, trust becomes rare. She learns to measure her words, to filter her feelings, to give just enough without ever exposing the raw core of her heart. Freud once said that people defend themselves against pain by repressing what they fear. For women, this repression is often not unconscious but strategic. It is a shield against being misused. To reveal everything to a man means giving him power. Power to accept or reject, to care or to hurt, to stay or to leave. By hiding her true feelings, she maintains some control. She protects herself from being fully at the mercy of another person's choices. This dynamic is especially sharp in love. Consider the woman who feels strongly for two men. She may hide her emotions from both, not out of dishonesty but out of self-preservation. To declare too soon could risk losing them both. To reveal the depth of her affection could make her vulnerable to manipulation. By staying quiet, she keeps the balance of power, even if it costs her peace of mind. There is also the weight of society's double standards. A man who hides his feelings is often seen as strong and mysterious. A woman who hides hers may be accused of playing games. Yet both are doing the same thing, protecting their inner world. This unfair lens makes her silence even more misunderstood. What looks like confusion or game playing is often nothing more than fear of being judged too harshly. Nietzsche once wrote that people would rather will nothingness than not will at all. For a woman, hiding her feelings is not a sign that she has none, but a way of controlling a reality where her honesty could be twisted into weakness. She chooses to will silence instead of risking her heart in the open. In that silence, there is strength, but also loneliness. Every hidden feeling carries a shadow of the past. When a woman withholds her emotions, it is rarely about the present moment alone. Behind her silence often lies a story of old wounds that never truly healed. Memories of being abandoned, betrayed, or misunderstood can linger in her mind like scars etched into stone. Even when she meets a man who seems safe, those past experiences whisper warnings: do not trust too quickly. Do not expose too much. Do not repeat the same mistake. Consider a woman who once gave her whole heart to someone who promised loyalty but vanished when she needed him most. She may not openly talk about it, but the memory shapes every choice she makes later. The echo of that betrayal lives inside her body, guiding her actions in ways even she does not fully understand. She learns to hesitate before speaking her truth, to study every word before it leaves her mouth, to protect herself from ever feeling that kind of devastation again. Silence becomes her armor. Psychologists have long argued that trauma does not disappear, it lives inside us, waiting for triggers. For many women, relationships themselves are triggers. A simple question like, "Do you love me?" can awaken memories of a time when saying yes only led to heartbreak. A gentle touch can stir memories of a touch that once betrayed her trust. So she hides her emotions, not because she wants to deceive, but because every word, every confession, feels like opening a wound that has barely closed. Jung believed that the past never truly dies, it continues to live in the unconscious. For women, this unconscious often takes the form of caution, silence, and restraint. Even when they want to be free, they find themselves chained to invisible fears. They may smile, laugh, and even appear open, but deep down they carry stories they are unwilling to repeat. These stories guide them more than logic ever could. Real-life examples show this clearly. Think of the woman who never says, "I love you" first, even though she feels it deeply. It is not that she doubts her emotions. It is that she remembers the last time she spoke too soon and how the man grew distant afterwards. Or the woman who avoids sharing her childhood struggles with her partner. It is not that she lacks trust, but she remembers how another person once used her pain against her. Every silence is shaped by memory, every hidden feeling is a survival response learned from history. The tragedy of past wounds is that they often punish the present. A good man may never get to see the full depth of her emotions because he is paying for the mistakes of others who came before him. This creates a cycle where silence protects her but also isolates her. What was once a shield becomes a barrier. She wants closeness, but her past does not allow it easily. When a woman keeps her feelings hidden, it is not always about fear or wounds. Sometimes, it is about power. Silence itself can be a form of control, a way of holding influence without speaking a single word. In human psychology, the one who reveals less often holds more power. By keeping her emotions private, she shapes the dynamics of the relationship. The man is left guessing, uncertain, and this uncertainty makes him invest more energy into trying to understand her. Mystery has always carried weight in attraction. A woman who is fully transparent too soon risks being taken for granted. But when her emotions remain layered, she becomes harder to read, and in that difficulty lies her strength. The man wonders, questions, and even obsesses, because the unknown always pulls more strongly than what is already clear. Nietzsche once said that people do not value what is easy to attain. By hiding her feelings, consciously or unconsciously, she increases her perceived value. Consider how this plays out in everyday relationships. A man confesses his feelings quickly, hoping to win her heart with honesty. But she does not mirror his openness immediately. Instead, she smiles, she listens, but she does not fully reveal her emotions. He leaves wondering, what does she really feel? That question drives him to try harder, to prove himself, to seek her approval. Her silence becomes a source of his motivation. This is not always calculated, but it is deeply effective. Human beings are wired to chase what they cannot fully have. When something feels slightly out of reach, the mind becomes restless, unable to let go. By keeping her heart partially hidden, a woman activates this psychological pull. She becomes the puzzle he wants to solve, the mystery he wants to decode. In a world where so many things are predictable, her silence becomes rare, and rarity is power. Yet, this power is double-edged. It may give her control, but it can also create distance. If mystery goes too far, the man may feel shut out, and what once attracted him may start to frustrate him. The balance lies in revealing just enough to keep the bond alive while protecting the depth of her true emotions. This delicate balance is part of what makes human relationships so complex. Philosophers like Jung spoke about the anima, the feminine mystery that exists in the male psyche. It is the idea that men are drawn not only to what a woman shows but also to what she hides. Her silence, her restraint, her unspoken emotions awaken something in him that words alone cannot. In this sense, what she withholds may be just as powerful as what she gives. In the end, hiding feelings is not only about survival but also about influence. It shapes how she is seen, how she is valued, and how the relationship unfolds. Her silence carries meaning, and that meaning often gives her more strength than words ever could. There comes a moment when silence, once a shield and a source of power, begins to feel heavy. A woman who hides her true emotions for too long may appear strong on the outside, but inside, the unspoken words collect like shadows in a locked room. Every suppressed confession, every smile that covers pain, every moment of pretending not to care leaves an invisible scar. What once protected her may slowly start to isolate her. Human beings are not built to live entirely behind walls. Even the strongest mask eventually cracks under the weight of unexpressed truth. Relationships thrive on vulnerability, and when feelings remain hidden, intimacy struggles to grow. A man may admire her mystery at first, but with time, the absence of emotional openness may create distance. He may start to wonder if she feels anything at all. The silence that once drew him in may later push him away. Yet the paradox is this: women often hide feelings because they care too much, not because they care too little. They fear that revealing too much love, too much pain, or too much desire will make them lose respect, power, or safety. So they stay quiet, hoping their silence will protect them. But in that silence, they sometimes lose the very connection they long for. Psychologists often speak of repression, the act of pushing feelings deep inside so they cannot be seen. But repression is not erasure. Those feelings remain alive, buried but restless. They show up in subtle ways, in tone of voice, in distance, in sudden irritations, in the way she avoids eye contact when her heart is full of something she cannot say. Her hidden emotions do not vanish, they reshape the relationship quietly from the background. Consider a woman who loves deeply but never says it, fearing rejection. She shows her care through actions, but he never hears the words he longs for. Over time, he begins to doubt her, to question if she ever cared at all. The truth is there, but unspoken, and because it remains silent, it slowly erodes what could have been strong. This is the cost of silence. It protects, but it also steals. It shields their heart, but it can also suffocate it. What begins as strength may end as loneliness. And yet, breaking the silence requires courage that is not always easy to find. It means risking pain, risking judgment, risking the loss of control. But it is also the only path to real closeness. The final irony is that men and women both hide feelings, but for different reasons. Men often hide out of pride or fear of weakness, while women often hide out of protection or fear of loss. Both pay a price for silence. The deepest relationships are built not on mystery alone, but on the courage to reveal what lies beneath it. And so, the hidden feelings remain a paradox, a source of strength, yet also a silent thief of intimacy.